Holidays, and welcome back to ABA with ABS. Lisa here. The holidays are an exciting time for families everywhere, but when you have a child with autism, the holidays can be stressful for both the child and for you. Today, we are going to talk about some strategies that can help you with these challenging times. So let's bring out our first guest, Madeline Burke. Hi, Madeline.
Hi.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
So you're one of our BCBAs, and we just wanted to ask you, what are some of the recommendations that you would have for families for getting through the holidays with their child?
One of my first recommendations is to fill your family in on what's going on. So tell them how they can help your child to be more successful. Share their plan with them, what's working with their current BCBA. So for instance, say your kid screams when there's loud noises. Ask your family member if there's a place in the house where your child can go to get away from the loud noises, and that would decrease the screaming. Another one is if they don't get what they want, that they might throw a tantrum. So explain to your family that you're working on not providing attention, not asking what they want and giving it to them. And also not just staring. That's a huge problem sometimes when there's a tantrum, is everybody just sits and stares. Well, that could be exactly what your child wants. So shoot a text or an email to your family and let them know what it is you're working on, what's been successful, what hasn't. That way they know ahead of time what to do.
Absolutely. That's a great idea. And I know a lot of families will have family members that really want to help when there's a problem behavior, and that can sometimes be helpful, but sometimes that can be counterproductive if there's a really, specific way that you're supposed to be handling the behaviors of concern. So would you recommend that they maybe have a code word or have some kind of signal to let them know if they need help but otherwise not intervene?
Absolutely, a code word's a great idea. Or just a cue card or a signal with your hand can be that too, especially if your kid's quite good at catching on to what's going on. If they hear that code word, there's a chance that they really could figure that out. A signal with your hand would be much more discreet.
Sure, so maybe sending a text ahead of time that says, hey, please don't intervene unless I give you this hand signal, and then that might mean I need help.
Exactly.
So to recap, just let family members know ahead of time what to expect and what you might need at a family get-together. So sending a text or an email saying, hey, my child might have a problem behavior, I'll let you know if I need help, or is there a place that they can go in your house if they need a quiet place to go? Just making sure that you let the family know ahead of time what's needed so there's no surprises.
Exactly, and I think your family will be very thankful for that too, and be much more receptive than they would be if something happened and they didn't know what to do.
Thanks so much, Madeline. That was really helpful advice. Let's bring out our next guest, one of our special education teachers and graduate students, Emily Queen. Hi, Emily. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
So any suggestions that you have for families about help getting through the holidays? I know it's really stressful with all the changes in routine and all the places that families have to go, and kids may not always want to do that. Anything that you can think of that can help them?
Yeah, my first suggestion would be to pack a bag. So you might want to bring visuals, whether your child already uses visuals to predict their schedule throughout the day, or if you haven't used visuals with them yet, you might want to try it. So they can predict what's going to happen when you get to the place that you're going to be and when they'll get to go home or when it will be over. I would also suggest packing extra food too, because they might not like the food that the host is having wherever you're going. Thirdly, I would suggest packing toys or items that your child can use while they're waiting. Maybe the family's getting together and doing something that's not really preferred for your child, so you might offer those things for them while they're waiting.
All great suggestions. Packing a bag would be really helpful.
Yeah.
Any other suggestions?
Yeah, I think it's really important to reinforce rule following when you're at these events, wherever you're going for the holidays. So first things first is reminding your child before you go where you're going, hey, remember, it's important to have a calm body, a quiet voice, and to have safe hands when we get to so-and-so's house. And obviously make those rules specific to your child.
And that's a great idea, to make sure that you review the rules before you get to wherever you're going, instead of waiting until you get there when problem behavior happens and the child's already upset.
Right, and it might be helpful too to bring a preferred item or a reinforcer for your child. After you review those rules and they are able to follow those rules, give them something that they really, really like, so that way they're more likely to do it again in the future.
That's an excellent idea. And some of those preferred things could even be a holiday present this time of year.
Yeah, exactly. So if your child also has behaviors that might occur more frequently, it might be necessary to check in often throughout the visit, especially if it's going to be a longer visit. So you might even want to use a token economy in this situation, reinforcing your child every so often for, hey, I love how you've had a calm body for the last 15 minutes. Great job. And giving them maybe a smaller reinforcer like an edible or a smaller toy.
That's a great idea. And check the description below this video for a link to some examples of token economies and visuals that you can use on such visits. Thanks so much for coming, Emily. We appreciate your help.
Thanks for having me.
So to recap Emily's suggestions, if you're going somewhere with your child, pack a bag of things that might help keep them busy and occupied, or things they may need, like special visuals or foods that they like, to help make the visit more pleasant for you and for them. And review rules with the child on how they should be behaving on a visit, and reinforce those rules frequently during the visit with a token economy or a special reinforcer for that child. For more information on this, check out the resources in the link in our description below. Now let's bring out one of our registered behavior technicians, Rachel Oswald, to help with more suggestions. Hi Rachel, thanks for coming.
Hi Lisa, thanks for having me.
So what's your favorite suggestion for families during the holidays?
One of my favorite suggestions is visual schedules. They are very helpful, especially for the time of year when things are changing, people are coming and going. You have Christmas shopping, you have many places to go, such as families' houses, and if you have a big family, you might have to go to multiple houses. So visual schedules are a huge thing. They can be something as simple as a first we're going to go here, then we're going to go here. Or they could be as a full day, very detailed schedule up to a full week. That way they know when they're going someplace, where they're going, and who might be there when they're there.
That's an awesome suggestion. I know my sister-in-law really gets excited and wants to go somewhere and will ask us over and over, when can I do something that she likes? Like maybe when can I open my presents? So a visual schedule would be really helpful for her to see when that is. Or even a calendar when she can cross off days on the calendar to be able to see when she can do that.
Definitely. Out there right now we have things like advent calendars that have little prizes up until the day of Christmas, which are definitely helpful. Other visual schedules such as those are very helpful. That way a kid knows when to anticipate something fun happening instead of it just being a surprise to them.
Such a great idea.
Yeah.
And for visuals and additional suggestions on apps that can help your child with visual schedules, check out the description below for the link. That's our suggestions for today. Please feel free to comment in the comments below on your favorite suggestions or any questions you have for us on other helpful tips for the holidays. Thanks for joining us, and happy holidays from our ABS family to yours.